Hello and welcome to JoyNews Desk with me, Mamisi Nyamiche Thompson. Coming up this hour, all necessary force will be used. That's from the Ghana Armed Forces adhering to peace enforcement instructions at Bawku by the Commander-in-Chief, President John Mahama.
Let's give peace a chance. But as the army has announced, I have directed the army to move from peacekeeping to peace enforcement. That means they're going to be a bit more robust with anybody who is involved in criminality.
Well, we'll get a feel of what's happening in Bawku. Also this morning, national security allegedly demolishes Magdan warehouses on the Spinters Road. We've got the latest on that. We have details of that shortly. And in the National Science and Math Quiz Ashanti Zonal Championship, Prempeh College faces CAS as OWAS Kuwais set up semi-final clashes. We also have updates in business and more coming your way this morning on our decks. Please stay, don't go away. Welcome back. The Ghana Armed Forces has declared a bold shift from peacekeeping to full-scale peace enforcement operations in Bawku and surrounding communities following President John Mahama's directive. This move comes in response to escalating violence, deadly reprisals, and the growing threat to national security. The military says the new approach will be robust and uncompromising, aimed at protecting innocent lives and restoring law and order in Bawku, Binduri, Nalerugu, and Zebla. Those are areas that the violence have been reported. With a stringent 2 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew now in effect, the armed forces is warning that it will apply unnecessary force against anyone who threatens the mission or targets security personnel. First, listen to the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, President John Mahama. We'll be speaking to the military.
There can be no progress without peace. And I wish to commend you for the peace that reigns in Gonjaland. It is my wish that other areas will learn from the peace that Gonja enjoys. So I take this occasion to appeal to our brothers and sisters, Kusasis and Mamprusis, to give peace a chance. We cannot accept this current situation where students are shot in school and killed. We can't accept the current situation where teachers, public officers have all run away from Bawku because they are afraid for their lives. And we have given the mediation efforts to Otumfo, and he has briefed me constantly on the progress that he's been making. And we are almost there. And so the current fighting and killings can only be done by people who want to derail the mediation effort. And so let's give peace a chance. But as the army has announced, I have directed the army to move from peacekeeping to peace enforcement. That means they're going to be a bit more robust with anybody who is involved in criminality. And so let us give peace a chance, not only in Bawku, but in Nkwanta and all the other places where we currently are suffering conflict. Your Majesty, the values of unity, patriotism, and compassion are more urgent than ever. We must resist the forces of division and exclusion that undermine our shared heritage. Your Majesty, Gonjaland is made up of different people of diverse languages and culture, but we are all united as one. Let us see each other as each other's keeper.
Well, the Ghana Armed Forces is calling on residents to cooperate fully, compromise and promising that operations will be tough but focused on restoring peace. And they've also released a statement shortly after the president made that pronunciation. And we'll go and take a look at that statement. It says the Ghana Armed Forces wishes to inform the general public that following the directive by the president, the Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency John Mahama, the Ghana Armed Forces has with immediate effect transitioned from peacekeeping to peace enforcement operations in the area of Bawku and its environs. The transition to peace enforcement has become unnecessary due to activities of armed elements that have intermittently resulted in violence, reprisals, attacks, and innocent deaths, highlighting a dangerous pattern that threatens not only Bawku but also the peace and security of our dear nation. And Ghana Armed Forces operations during this period will be conducted in areas to include Bawku, Binduri, Nalerugu, and Zebila. This peace enforcement phase will see the military undertake robust and purposeful operations that will enhance community protection while ensuring sanity returns to affected areas. And the military will use all necessary force to restore law and order during its operations and call on all citizens to adhere to law and order, including all agreed restrictions during the period. The renewed curfew period of the affected areas is from 2 p.m. to 6 a.m. and will be enforced to the letter. And that's from the military just shortly after the president made that pronouncement. Well, joining me this morning is Head of Public Affairs at the Ghana Armed Forces, Naval Captain Adjo Ahin, and she joins me on Zoom for the very latest. We're grateful for your time on our desk this morning. Please, we just had the president a short while ago. Also, you released a statement indicating that you're going to enforce restrictions to the letter. So far, could you explain to us what this entails?
For this opportunity. Simply put, it means that we are going to be dominating the area more and we are going to be firmer on the ground than we have been. And so we are appealing to the good people of Bawku and its environs to please respect the laid down rules, the curfews. They should make sure that they respect the curfews, as we have stated. So we are going to be more firm on the ground.
All right.
And as such, we have even increased our numbers, but I'm unable to give you the specific numbers.
Interesting, because that's what we actually wanted to know. You know, the security analysts have raised issues about the numbers that are in Bawku. They wanted the troops actually increased. But since you can't give us the figure for that, also their concern is even increasing the troops will not really bring any difference to what's happening in Bawku. Do you agree to this, or you disagree that the presence of increased numbers in Bawku will make a difference in the peace enforcement measures that you're taking there?
The Ghana Armed Forces takes direct instructions from our President and Commander-in-Chief, and the directive is to step up our efforts into a peace enforcement. And that is exactly what we are doing. The discussions alongside, we cannot be distracted to those discussions for now. Our aim is to ensure that those creating the problems in the Bawku, Binduri, Nalerugu lays down their arms, hand over the weapons, and possibly we could go back to peacekeeping as we were.
And also this word robust from the president seems to be making the rounds. And exactly what does this mean if you're being robust? What actions entail there?
Let me simplify it. It just means that we are upping our game. It just means that we'll dominate the area more than we have done previously. It simply means that people living in the area must abide by the curfews, must lay down their arms and do the right thing. And that is what it simply means.
Well, your troops got there yesterday. So far, I mean, how are they settling in? What has changed since you added the numbers?
A lot has changed, but since it's an ongoing operations, it will be best we hold on for a while before we give you the updates. Giving some updates now may thwart the efforts ongoing. So a lot is ongoing as we speak.
Just before I let you off, before the additional troops came in, we heard of some form of abuses that are ongoing by the military. I don't know whether this has come to your attention, but some of the residents are complaining that some of them, there's been some form of excesses from the military. Is it because the president is saying that they should be robust, this is happening?
Thank you for that question. The Ghana Armed Forces, before we deploy every and any time, we have our SOPs that we follow. And abusing citizens is not one of them. And so any of our troops that is found doing that is punished. And so it is not part of our operations. Our operation is to ensure that we protect the lives and property of the persons in Bawku, Binduru, and Nalerugu. So if there are any abuses, they should make sure that it is reported to the Ghana Armed Forces and measures will be taken to address such.
Well, are you saying that you've not received any complaints of abuses yet?
The Ghana Armed Forces has been in Bawku for a long time. There's been some reports that has been investigated, and when personnel are found guilty, the military has its procedures for dealing with such, and nobody is left off the hook. And so a specific purpose, which is to ensure that peace returns to Bawku. And some of these comments are also meant to derail our efforts. And so our appeal to the media and the good people of the area that they should support the military to achieve this aim. The aim is to ensure that our country is safe and is peaceful for all of us to go about our daily jobs.
Vero, kindly hold on for me. There's a development that's happening currently. I just will need your input on this, but hold on for me. Operatives allegedly linked to national security have demolished multiple warehouses reportedly belonging to business mogul Daniel Macaulay, popularly known as Magdan, on the Spintex Road. The operation carried out on Tuesday continued this morning. It's still unclear the reasons for the breakdown. The development has raised serious questions about due process, state power, and the growing tension between government agencies and powerful business interests. However, when our reporter Carlos Kaloni went on the scene, armed police stormed the area, assaulted the journalists, have taken our reporter to Blue Gates, a national security facility in Accra. Here's what happened earlier.
The media, we have to report what we are seeing. Respectfully.
You can report it.
Okay.
You should know why
Around 6:20.
That was on when?
Is it Thursday or some? It was Tuesday.
I'm a pressman. Yes.
What are you doing here?
He's an eyewitness.
What are you doing?
Oh. What's happening? What's happening? Huh? We are pressmen. No, but the way he handled the machine can have an impact on it. We are here to report on what is happening. Yes, we are media men.
Yes.
We understand you are doing your work, but you cannot stop us from doing our work.
Yes,
respectfully.
Yes.
Okay. The media, we have to report what we are seeing. Respectfully.
You can report it.
Okay.
You should know why
So you the microphone go. You see, my microphone is damaged. Yeah. Go there. Hey, stand up and go there.
Let me see.
He was just telling us.
He was having the microphone.
Yeah, that's all. Stand up and go there. So who is your leader?
You approach the people ahead.
I'm coming. Charlie, I hope the machine is spoiled. It is spoiled. Let me see your boss. Take me to your boss.
Is the video that he said we're going to them there. They are ahead of us.
So who is in charge?
When you go there, you have to show you. Okay.
He said we should come with the camera.
Was telling me that we wanted to hide. I wanted to go and hide somewhere before they come back. And when the guy came, I did not listen to myself. If not, by now, like I'm hiding, having everything.
No, but we are working.
To have.
Journalist bike. No, me, we are from JoyNews.
The other guy, there's another guy.
Ego.
He did well. Ran away.
Who? Ego. He was on a bike.
The bike. Yes, I mean like the guy ran away because he was scared. When the military
Charlie. The guy spoiled my mic. Yes, sir. Who spoiled my mic? Talk to the leader of the group.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not an interview. Because still I have to do mine. No, they are going on there.
No. There are some.
Going on there for court because they are calling me.
For now, there we can't do any interview.
We can't do anything. We can't do anything. Charlie, hold the mic. Hey, where's the other microphone? Hello. I say no like my mother. You want me to beat me, eh? you want me to beat me?
Bring that phone. That phone is still giving you. Sorry. Oh, no. I'm sorry, we're using the phone.
No, what? It's not recording. I'm just making a call.
There's not be camera with this. Not be camera with this.
Now.
And not be camera with this. I tell you, just press the phone.
I was talking to my producer.
You are trying to be smartness, but I'm yes, sir. If this one is carrying video, I'll slap you. Oh, don't slap him. If this one be carrying video, I'll slap you. This one not be carrying video. Go and join it.
Go and
join the car. Not be carrying video.
Charlie, let's go.
Go and join the car.
Where's the phone? I spoke to you.
Don't free yourself.
I was talking to my producer.
I know the time you started it.
You see, I said I want to speak to your man. I was talking to my producer. And now, please.
But there's none of the video. What about this? What about this video? Have you saw it? Don't try to smash. Come on, but you don't know.
I am not part of this. I'm just a journalist to report on this matter.
But no, now he's a suspect now.
I'm a suspect.
Now.
Please,
Give the phone to him.
please. I'm talking to my producer. So how do I?
Well, Naval Captain Vero Ahin, on your shots, you saw everything that happened. This is just minutes ago before I came on air, and you saw in your shot people in a military uniform, armed, assaulting unarmed civilians, and even our journalists. What do you make of this? I mean, you just said a while ago that military men do not assault civilians. But I'll come to you with your input. Let me just speak to our cameraman, Jonas. He was there filming this. He joins us shortly, and then I'll come to you. Jonas, what can you report currently? Yes, Jonas, what's happening currently?
I'm currently in the car coming back to the office anyway, but when we were doing the live, the military guys came. According to them, there was a report that there is a group of people from Magdan company beating the excavator operator on the ground. That's the reason why they came.
We understood earlier that you were being taken to Blue Gate. What's the current situation there? Have you been released?
They've taken Carlos because they said they suspected him filming them when they came. So they seized his phone and then they took him to national security currently. So I am alone with the driver.
So Carlos is with people who claim to be from the national security.
Carlos has been taken by national security. And then he's currently, according to them, I asked them where is my reporter currently, and they told me to go to national security at the airport.
All right. They just said national security. They didn't say who they take their orders from.
According to the military man, they said they are carrying on operation because the building is too high for the aircraft. That's the reason why they are doing the operation. So they will never allow anybody to resist their operation. So anybody that is becoming an impediment for the operation, they will go after the person.
But Carlos was there to just report on what was happening. Did they explain why they took him away?
Yeah, they said he was instructed not to take a video. And they said they suspected him filming them. That is why he was arrested.
All right. Thank you, Jonas, for that update. You're on your way to the office, right? So that is Jonas. They're giving us updates on what's currently happening. A journalist has been taken to people who claim to be from the national security. We currently do not know the state in which he is or whether he's safe, whether he's been assaulted. We do not know. But what we saw on the screen was that a man, fully clothed in military attire, assaulting a civilian who isn't armed, who was just giving our reporter information on the report he went to do this morning. Please, ma'am, this is not right. But really, what can you say to it?
Very much, AC. I believe that as professional journalists, we all know that ambushing is not allowed, right? Mm-hmm. I had agreed with you to speak on the Bawku incident.
Yeah, indeed.
And this is
indeed. I'm very sorry about this, but we just want to. You're right. We shouldn't have ambushed you with this question. You're very right on that.
Exactly. And this is an ongoing issue that I'm not privy to the details.
Right.
So I'm unable to comment on it.
All right. Fair enough. So, we're very sorry about this, but because we saw the men in military uniform, we're hoping that at least you will look into the matter and later when we can speak to you on that.
I understand they are from national security, so I believe that your concern should be directed to national security.
Thank you very much, and we apologize
Thank you
profusely
so much
for that. But thank you too
right.
for responding to our call when we called on you on the Bawku situation.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you
welcome.
very much. We're grateful.
Okay. Bye.
All right, so there you have it. And the latest information coming to us is that our reporter Carlos Kaloni has been taken to national security for doing his job. He was just there to report on the current situation that Magdan warehouses were being demolished. Then from nowhere, we see men in, in military uniform assaulting civilians and also taking our reporter to the national security. We do not know the wrong he has committed, but we'll still look into this, definitely get the details on it and ensure that our listeners and our viewers out there know what is happening. You're still listening to Joy News Desk here on the Joy News channel. Well, a cross-section of Ghanaians in the Bono region have expressed strong sentiments against the National Constitution Review Commission, some provisions in the Constitution which grant excessive power and privileges to members of the Executive, Judiciary and Legislature at the Zonal Public Engagement of the Constitution Review Committee in Sunyani. Residents push for reviews to include once-in-a-lifetime ex gratia payment for parliamentarians, even as the Constitution is used to demand development-oriented governance. There's more on this report.
He is approaching the work from what we call a problem-solving perspective. We want to hear contributions that will help us identify problems about governance, about democracy, about development in Ghana, and solutions. So if you think that what you are feeling, what you think is wrong with the country can be solved through the Constitution, please feel free to speak up.
That is Professor Henry Kwesi Prempeh, the chairman of the Constitution Review Committee, urging residents of the Bono region and beyond to identify and suggest solutions to concerns in the 1992 Constitution at the Zonal Public Engagements in Sunyani as part of the constitutional reforms process. The forum provided community leaders, civil society organizations, traditional authorities, youth groups, and other stakeholders with an opportunity to share their opinions and shape the country's democratic future. Concerns such as emoluments for members of the executive, judiciary, and legislature, appointment of heads of independent state institutions, ineffective decentralization, and a call for a one term of 6 years for the president were shared.
If there is an appointment of a minister of state, that should be someone who is not a member of parliament, because the record and then the experience has shown that a lot of time they are not able to combine the two duties together, but we need them to make laws to govern the nation.
If we really want to know genuine people and hard-working and committed people, let the benefit be only one thing. You can decide to be there for 3 terms, but because you collect your salary. But for the benefit of ex gratia, whatever the name is, we should end it within only one term.
A committee member, Professor Kwame Kakari, called on citizens to use the Constitution to push politicians to act right.
Our powers end with the report we will present to the government. What happened about the use of that report is not in our hands. But the nanum amount for everybody, young people, old people, disabled people, the ball is in our corner now to make sure the politicians do something about this constitution. And even if they have done all the good things, it shouldn't end there. We should make sure the politicians do what they have been voted to do.
Precious Semevo, Joy News, Sunyani.
Well, Precious Semevo joins us with the very latest on this development. Precious, I know that the Constitutional Review Committee members were in the region. Are they done with their work?
It's not a regional base, but they describe it as a zonal public engagement. And for the Bono region and its surrounding communities, that took place yesterday. And as I speak, they will be engaging the National House of Chiefs in Kumasi, and then on Friday they will conclude it by meeting the Ashanti Regional Zone for the public engagement.
Well, the concerns raised by residents on the ex gratia and other, possibilities given to the executive, the judiciary, as well as the legislature. How did the members respond to this?
Well, the members do not directly respond. They only sought to give information, if need be, just to guide the residents in their opinions and shape their opinions. But I think the bone of contention, the controversial issues on the heart of residents, it's about this that we've talked about. The MPs being appointed from Parliament as ministers is an issue that they believe does not other way. There's a lot in focus as to their core mandate in the formulation of laws, and then the president also has too much powers. They believe that it is affecting decentralization, and that some checks and balances needs to be done. Now, another issue has to do with the monument. They believe it's become sort of scratch my back, I scratch your back, and that is one topic that anytime it crosses up, there is a unanimity among the political divide. And they think there's a special committee that will handle the politics to fix it. There were lots of other issues, but some of them were district issues. District let's part of the actual that comes itself regarding the and that's
right.
the argument.
Precious, thank you. We apologize for that poor quality audio. Well, district chief executives say they are undergoing pressure from illegal miners who are aggressively lobbying to expand their operations into new districts. At the Bawku Conflict 2025, some officials recounted attempts to bribe, harass or coerce them into approving Galamsey activities and are now pushing for tougher laws and a ban on Shanfan to fight back. There's more in the following report.
The illegal mining menace, or Galamsey, continues to ravage Ghana's forests and water bodies, posing a grave threat to the environment and local livelihoods. From drowned dugout pits to poisoned rivers, the damage is visible and in some districts deadly. DCE for Swaman, Randy Obo, sees this every day.
You could come across dugout holes and a pit all over. And this is causing what we call unexpected death.
But laws alone may not be enough. In places like Trifo, local authorities say illegal miners are now so emboldened they taunt security officials.
They will ask you, DC, if you know how to swim, swim and come. When you go, and these people will be on the river, there's no way, you don't have the equipment to swim. I don't know how to swim.
And even in communities where Galamsey hasn't yet taken root, like Bia West, the pressure is mounting. Matthew Ano says they are being lobbied to open their lands to the illegal trade.
So now there's pressure on me. We have some kingpins who are trying to, get their way into Bia West. I even had someone who came to me just 2 days ago.
That's where Bawku Conflict 2025 steps in, a national forum to rally solutions through collaboration. It brought together chiefs, local government reps, and NGOs to shift the focus from illegal mining to sustainable alternatives. Nana Tanua Mieza IV is the CEO of Maximum Growth Africa and chief of Assemda in the Western region.
Some few years ago, it was only 5 regions that were affected by illegal mining activity. Now about 10 regions. We need to keep on knocking the drums and information about sustainability, sustainable development goals.
The conference also offered a glimpse of hope. Support for former illegal miners to transition into green jobs and legal livelihoods.
Banks are part of this model where they would between $10,000 to $50,000 they can equip individuals.
The DCEs at the conference echoed the call for urgent reforms, including a law to ban the importation of chamfan machines used for river dredging.
I'm urging the government to pass a law in Parliament so that we can ban this importation of this chamfan machine.
Others are looking within their local assemblies to pass bylaws that protect what's left of their rivers.
Passing maybe a law that will try to protect our water bodies.
From district leaders to traditional authorities, the message is clear. The fight against...
Well, meanwhile, the Forestry Commission, the Ghana Institute of Foresters have condemned the attacks on 3 district offices of the Commission, with the Ghana Institute of Foresters calling on the police and other security agencies to investigate the unlawful operations and bring the perpetrators to book. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources to, beyond the public statement, follow up to ensure that investigations are completed and perpetrators also dealt with to restore confidence in forestry officers in their discharge of their duties without fear or favor. And the Forestry Commission to collaborate with security agencies to ensure that its staff are protected and not intimidated in the discharge of their duties, and that the perpetrators are identified and prosecuted. You're still watching Joy News Desk. We'll take a break. We return with business.
To business here on News Desk. My name is Winston Taki, and now to our first business story. Ghana's growth rate is expected to rise to 6.2% in 2025 from its initial view of 3.8%. The Standard Bank Economy 2025 report has revealed this is far higher than the 4.0% growth rate that the government projected in the 2025 budget. There is more in the following report.
The report said despite a poor performance from the cocoa subsector, the mining sector outperformed in 2024. It projected that the trend may continue in 2025 following the commissioning of the Cardinal Namdini mine in the 4th quarter of 2024, as the new Halford North mine is also expected to commence production in mid-2025. The report said government expects the 2 mines to cumulatively contribute around 600,000 ounces of gold production. This development may also result in higher GDP growth in 2025 than the current core scenario.
In other development, leading indigenous bank GCB Bank PLC has launched the GCB mobile banking app digital salary advance feature. The feature, which allows salaried workers to apply for short-term credit facilities of up to 20,000 cedis, can be accessed on the GCB banking application, solving interim liquidity needs of customers. Speaking at the launch, Executive Head of Retail Banking at GCB Bank PLC, Sina Kamagates, said the bank is committed to deepening financial inclusion through digital innovation. Here's a report.
The digital salary advance feature, which can be found on the GCB Bank app, seeks to offer convenience, simplicity, and speed to customers in accessing soft loans and short-term credit facilities. With 4 simple steps, you can access 80% of your salary as an advance in less than a minute, making it timely. Sina Kamagati explains the rationale behind this innovation.
Life is not linear. There are challenges midway. And so when you have emergencies, how do you deal with those emergencies? And sometimes these emergencies don't go beyond 2 days. They are 30 minutes and you need to be sorted. So how do people who have such emergencies get support? I mean, we are all Ghanaians. You have to call your next door neighbor, call your classmate for help. And in most of the cases, they don't even show up. And so what GCB is saying is that if you are a salaried worker and you have taken salaries 3 times through us, you don't need to go to anybody at all for help when you need help. You can advance you 80% of your salary. And it's freedom, it's convenient. You do it right at your place.
The feature is crafted with robust cybersecurity architecture to ensure the protection of applications and transfers.
GCB has embarked on a digital transformation that actually no monies as they come through. What we are saying is that your salary advance is going to be repaid only with your salary. So other credits you receive in the account remain your credit to use. But when your salary comes through, the system is intelligent enough to read that this is the salary, and then the system would deduct the amount to be repaid. That's not just it, that's an automatic repayment. The other option you have is that you took the money today, tomorrow you have a windfall. You can actually go onto the app and repay manually.
Mr. Kamagati shares what makes the innovation different from the rest.
To drive it home, let's assume that you took 100 Ghana cedis. At the end of the month, you paid 2 cedis 17 pesos as interest, and then 2 cedis 50 pesos as the processing fee. So in all, what you pay is not up to 5 cedis. You take 100 Ghana cedis and you pay less than 5 cedis as your charges to GCB.
The successful launch of the GCB Digital Salary Advance feature on its app makes the indigenous bank the first in Ghana to offer instant salary advances with no paperwork. According to GCB, applicants who are able to apply for a credit facility using the digital feature before July 31st will enjoy 0 interest rates.
That's all for business here on Newsdesk. My name is Winston Taki. We take a break. We have more news after this break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Now, after a dramatic protest field day that stretched late into the night, 8 schools booked their place in the semi-finals of the 2025 NSMK Ashanti Zonal Championship today. Collins Frimpong reports.
Please, wait. Please, sit. Sit, everybody. Cool tempers. I'm the one in charge.
After a day filled with protests and heated moments, 8 schools have booked their place in the semi-finals of the Ashanti Zonal Championship, with Our Lady of Grace SHS standing out as the only private school to make the cut. The drama peaked during the final contest of the day, involving Ameniampon SHS, Our Lady of Grace, St. Louis and Yasantua Girls SHS, which dragged on for nearly 3 hours, largely due to protests and tense exchanges.
If you just give me linear, you are right. And that is what I took.
The semi-final draw wrapped up with Prempeh College landing in the same group as 2023 zonal champions, Kumasi Anglican SHS, Kumasi Academy, and Our Lady of Grace SHS. Opokuwari School will headline the second semi-final, paired with the current zonal champions, Kumasi High School, Osei Tutu SHS, and Kumasi Senior High Technical School KSTS.
Well, Collins Frimpong joins me with the very latest from the National Science and Math Quiz. Collins, so very briefly, I mean, those that have qualified, how's the contest looking today?
Right, so Mami, the first contest has already begun, and the first round in that particular contest has come to an end. And the 5-time champions, national champions, Prempeh College, currently are trailing. We have Kumasi Academy leading with 29 points and Prempeh College with 19 points. Kumasi Anglican comes third with 18 points, and also Our Lady of Grace with 15 points over there. So it looks like Prempeh College will be losing in that particular contest. But we have Opokuwari, who will also be coming in the second contest. They will be competing with current zonal champions, so he's over there. Osei Tutu will also be competing as well as KSTS. So definitely by the end of today, we will have a new champion in the Ashanti region.
All right, thank you so much, Carlos, for that update there from the National Science and Math Quiz in the Ashanti region. Well, that is all for JoyNews Desk.